Yeah.
I saw them spawn out, I was like, oh. Oh.
Yep, gotta get that Centurion.
Here you go. I love that Obelisk can just be like, nah.
Alright, I think it's clear now.
I thought there would be more.
Nope.
Why? Yo, this is too high, Bungie. Please, accessibility. Please.
This is the part that's gonna be annoying. Yeah, the the floor hurts. Yeah, here we go. I suggest getting off because there's gonna be. Here they come.
Ball again.
I don't know where the Scorpius are. I think they're on the other side. I think they're around this corner. Yep, there they are. Oh!
It's 1, 2. Hope I see them spraying. They're all down.
Awesome.
I
I think there's going to be more up ahead. At least 2, I think.
Uh oh.
Yep, more taken. Centurions as well. There we go. Yep, there's another one up ahead. Ooh. There should be one on the right. Yep. Awesome. That should be all of them now.
I generated doors for you.
I see, I see. Ooh, that fire hurts.
Fire is factually hot, yeah. I'm used to like there being the taken ball over there, and oh god. Oh god. Help. Help. I killed the barrier.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
right, here.
only two gladiators smashed my mouth in, but I got him.
Here comes the mini boss.
The zombie kaboom.
By Mog.
No, the meatball.
There will be wizards that'll spawn as well.
From the moon, I guess.
Taken wizard.
Yo, the tracking on this guy
Yeah.
sucks, but the AoE on his explosion is huge.
Oh no.
It looks like it has an invisible hitbox on those projectiles. Because that was massive.
Go.
That's
Wizards.
you know what?
There's another wizard somewhere.
I'm just gonna do right here. Should be fine.
Alright.
Yeah, as I thought. 7
Wizard.
seconds left. Ah! She's down. Halfway back to my super.
Look out. Ooh. Another wizard. Ooh. I'm gonna have to do this. There.
Drop them in my mouth. Nope, I got
One more wizard. I missed.
Oh my god, you could shoot through this.
Oh, I got him.
Ah,
Oh, shit.
that was crazy.
I got the other wizard.
I got you, Cass.
Look out.
Battle bus
Ow.
takes no prisoners.
Alright, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. Whew.
No. It has the problem of Colossus, where even if it's like colliding with an object, it'll just keep shooting it. Oh, we don't have to escort?
No.
Good. Win the Tormentor.
Soon.
Have me.
There are going to be threshers, 2 of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, as long as we shoot the projectiles, it'll be fine. It also just like, pew, pew, you know? Strange shows.
Ooh, ow.
Please. Thank. He just does not want to be in the air, I guess. Look at
I know.
this man. He's just like, nah, I'm not good enough, bro. Boom!
Oh my god.
That was satisfying.
That is satisfying. Oh, hello. I almost have my... There. They're all suspended.
Train is a weight limit. Please don't push me. I hate you.
There's a bunch of them there.
Those little balls, when they push me, I'm just like...
Oh, yeah.
I just cry.
Here, I'm gonna do this.
Who's gonna do this?
Hello.
Wow, what's up, gamers?
We're doing like a Shadows Grandmaster.
It's fine.
Okay, so just to let you know, so obviously everything works, but the only problem that I've seen people have is that the motherboard doesn't seem to be updated to the recent BIOS, and so I've been trying. I tried a couple times to update the BIOS, and I looked at videos and stuff, but I'm probably doing something wrong with it because it's not doing what it's supposed to when I turn on the button on the motherboard to do it.
Yeah, you might need to actually. Have you gotten into the BIOS?
I have to do the flash BIOS still.
Really?
Yeah, I have to do that.
Huh. Okay. Then possibly, because yeah, you're definitely you got to do that ASAP, so that you don't get like system instability issues. Like if other people when they first got this, were getting blue screens or anything, you don't want to not do it now and regret it.
Yeah, my computer.
I haven't used the button to flash my BIOS. Usually, whenever when I first updated my BIOS, I just went to the HP's website, downloaded it, and then when I spammed delete or whatever and got into the BIOS, I made sure that the version that I was seeing in the BIOS was the correct one. It's kind of working from there, so I'm not sure how to do with the actual like pressing the button or flashing it. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was able to get to the part where it started flashing, but then it just stopped.
It's
Like it wouldn't stop. It would stop flashing.
Yeah,
That-
I would recommend looking on, like, I don't know what the brand is, but looking on, like, usually they have like forums or like Reddit is a great place to see if someone else, like, how to update, you know, so and so motherboard, how to flash it, how to update the BIOS on it, you know, or look up like a
Yeah,
YouTube video for it.
I did reset the CMOS though, just you know,
That's perfect. Yeah.
just in case, because I did it a couple times. So
No, but I
But,
mean,
like, should flash well.
have you
Yeah.
been playing? Like, it's working and everything.
no, like I can't. No, I still like my monitor still won't display with it. So
I see.
yeah, I saw
Oh,
that
God.
I saw that on the Gigabyte website they do have like a recent update, but I don't know. Like I was trying to find a video that was like recent. I mean, there was ones that
Yeah.
was like 3 months ago, but it doesn't have the same
Well,
download as I
that's-
do.
That's completely fine though, because it's still going to be the same. It's still going to be the same process, even if it's a different version that they're installing.
Yeah.
Right,
Well, I mean,
'cause-
they were, I guess, yeah, but
Because even because they're always updating the BIOS, right? But the process in which you do that is going to be the same.
well, I got two conflicting things though, because one showed that he didn't change the name to gigabyte.bin, which is which was showed in the other video, and then the other person didn't do it at all. So
Yeah. It's usually things like that which sucks because like it's hard to know, especially with like out the dislikes on YouTube and stuff. Like I have the extension or whatever where you can see them, but like, you know, usually it's a lot of just trial and error with that.
yeah,
You're not gonna fuck anything up if you know you can't get the monitors on. You know, there's not much more worse it could get if you don't change it to Gigabyte, or if you do, and then it, you know, just got kind of, if one of them works, great. If the other one, you know, you try it, it doesn't work. Oh well, you just go back and try the other one. Go from there.
yeah.
What? Ah!
Oh my
I
god.
lived.
Finally, Bergusia Knight. Never got the shader.
Yeah, I might need help looking around though, because
I
I've
got
been
you.
looking for a
What's-
while.
What's the motherboard you have?
Gigabyte B650 Aorus, AORUS.
Elite.
Elite AX. I even read on the reviews that people said that they had to update their BIOS for it to work as well. And I
Yeah.
read where it showed like how they did it, but like they weren't that specific with the steps. So,
I got you.
but
no matter what
pretty much
motherboard
everyone
you
had to update their BIOS in order for it to work. So.
Exactly. Yeah, most, like 99% of the time with new motherboards, the first OS that they release with it is never, it's always trash. Like no matter the brand, no matter whoever it is, it's always like, oh, blue screening, oh this or that, or oh, you know,
Yep.
RAM, something is going on. Usually it takes like 2 big versions, like 3
Yeah,
months, 4 months.
and I
later,
know
it
that-
finally works.
Like I pretty much have everything plugged into. Like I put in the graphics card, I put in everything. I didn't do that before I was doing the BIOS thing,
Yeah.
but I did, and it still turns on, it still runs, so nothing's wrong there with it. But it still has
What?
still has the DRAM light for some reason. So, but I assumed it's just because the BIOS isn't updated. So,
Yes.
because like clearly this is a new motherboard that I got, and clearly like the RAM is not the problem. So it's just a BIOS problem at this point. I just need to figure out how exactly I'm going to do that and how to get it to work if it's not responding the way it should.
Exactly.
Oh my god! I almost fell. Okay. Because once I'm past that, then the monitor should display and everything should work. So. Ooh, you got that attached to you, Toasty?
Yeah. Yeah, when I noticed, I was like, well, I'm gonna die, so
was
might as well
like,
just...
Felt so bad. Oh.
I mean, I could have just hugged you real fast.
No, no.
I didn't have enough time to eat my grenade. So I was just like, well,
Quartz is just another reason for me to stick to AM4 and DDR4 for now.
Yeah.
I don't know, like the AM5
It's
that
not
I
RAM
got is what?
It's not a RAM issue.
Yeah, no, it's not a RAM issue. It's just the motherboard not being updated.
It was always a BIOS issue.
Yeah.
I'm pretty, in my opinion.
I honestly, with the other motherboard, that's probably what it was too.
That's what I'm thinking. But, well, I mean, we'll never
But it's like, well, like why isn't the BIOS working? You know, like.
Mostly motherboards, you get the BIOS is always gonna be a bitch. Like even with my pre-built, I had to update the BIOS. So it's kind of like,
no,
There.
joining allies. I'm losing all my charges.
I'm sorry. I forgot it did that. I'm so sorry.
No.
I could suspend him though, so it's fine. He won't be
Was
a
he a
threat.
bad boy? He just didn't turn in his homework?
is Rufus
Look out, there's
the
also
master?
Acolyte Eyes.
Is Rufus the master?
I didn't check. I kind of hope it is, though. Yo, this eye?
Yeah, the eyes. You gotta get rid of those eyes.
Yo, he just walked by me. I was just like, nah, not worth it, bro. Yeah, I see you.
Eyes.
Eyes.
Eyes. Eyes.
Eye.
Ooh! No, don't grab me! No! Please. No! Can you finish him? Can he be finishable now? He's right behind you. He's finishable. There you go.
If they really wanted to be mean, they would have made it a mini boss instead.
Yeah.
Can't
Oh
believe
my
I
god.
died. Oh no. The hell was that, Bungie? Oh, there he is.
You.
Oh, he already dead. Oh, you broke his shield. Oh, I want your shield back. Oh.
I slapped. There are gonna be solar knights in this part. Or solar
Ow.
shielded knights.
Oh god, why am I punching him?
Ooh, look at that. Get out. Get out of the way.
Burn, baby, burn.
Yeah,
I
it
was
doesn't
hoping he
seem
was
that bad.
closer.
It seems like you just need to format your USB that you've been using if it's not already.
I formatted it to FAT32, but I don't know, the motherboard's just being silly. Like the flashing part, I don't know why it's not, you know, staying consistent with splashing, because otherwise it would have just kept flashing and done it would have done a fast one at first, then it would slow down, and then it would start fast again. So I'm doing something wrong, or I don't know.
Wait, pause. So I want to make sure I know the steps you took. So you reformatted it to FAT32, went to
Yeah,
ASUS
so-
or Gigabyte's website.
So okay, let me walk you step by step. So I plugged. No, I didn't plug it in yet. So I went to the terminal, ran it as administrator, so that way I could, you know, select the USB, and then I cleaned it. I converted it to MBR, and then I went into the partition thingy, and then I formatted it, I did it. I formatted it to FAT32, and I limited the amount of space it could have on it. Like I did a gigabyte for it.
Okay.
Ooh, this knight. Ooh. Hold on. I'm like focusing right now.
3 seconds left on this valve.
Alright, I'm out of it. I'm out of it. Some things have a minimum partition size, I think, but that's a possibility.
Whenever I've only updated a BIOS from a USB once, but I don't remember limiting the partition space.
I mean, I could do it without limiting it, but well, I can't actually. That USB in particular, I can't get FAT32 unless I limit it. So.
I see.
But once I formatted a FAT32 Knights.
Do you know how much that USB has on it?
Oh, it has 60 gigs.
Huh.
It has more than enough space.
I would limit it to like, instead of 1 gig, I would limit it to 8.
Just wanna hang out right here.
8 gigs? I saw a video where I was doing it for the Asus motherboard and they set it to 500 megabytes.
I think the more the better, to be
There you go.
honest, because it's gonna be based on a minimum. Like it needs a certain amount
Yeah.
to get the whole thing in there. So like I think 8 seems fair.
Okay. But once I did that, I downloaded the recent or the latest BIOS update for Gigabyte. And I put it into. Well, the thing is I got a little confused because I was like, okay, I saw this video that didn't change a thing, and then I saw this video that did change the name of it.
So did you make it?
I tried both methods. It started to work on when I did it in the motherboard, but
Oh god.
like the flashing began, but then it eventually stopped. Like soon, like not. It wasn't that long. It's supposed to do like fast flashing, then it's supposed to slow down, then speed up again. That's its method. If it was showing like a solid light, then it's not working. But it's not working in regards of like not continuously flashing. So
I got it.
yeah, something's happening with that. Ooh,
I'm gonna put another well here.
okay. I was like, where is your well? Oh, over here.
Yeah, just so I could see the knights. This nightfall is also very tragic.
Hungry Adept. Yeah, that's your 200k? Nice.
Yeah, you'll need a rapid hit tremors on Hungary is fun. You'll need to do it again.
Darkness Mastery. I got surplus and kinetic tremors.
Yeah, rapid hit, tremors. Are you looking forward to doing another nightfall?
Oh yes. Yep.
Because you didn't
completed
get your
Grandmaster
230.
Nightfall with a score of 210,000 or more.
Glassway can do that.
Yep, glass I
Easy.
can. Oh, commendations.
I don't know. Hang on. Here.
Here.
Let me give you one.
Because we ran out of time. I didn't even take us to orbit. We just ran out of time. I'm gonna take us to the tower first. Let's see. Yeah, there was a video. I could send you the videos I was watching.
Yeah.
And it's the Q Flash Plus that's on that motherboard.
Yeah, I got you.
Let me B650. Let me see if there's a video on that.
On the bright side, now you're not restricted to being on Darkness, my old friend.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I
I
can.
think
I
I
can.
think Strand was fine.
It's for sure a BIOS because if you don't have the latest version of this motherboard, it seems like it didn't originally when it very first came out. It didn't support DDR5, but it seems like this one does. The version F5A, because it says here for support DDR5, 48 gigs, or
Yeah.
34 gigs. So maybe the past motherboard as well. It had a BIOS update in the future that supported DDR5.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So there's that video that I watched, and then this one was different because they actually were able to go into like the BIOS itself, but it still did the same thing. Like it does similarly the same thing.
This is some good calls. Hang on.
Supporter is warranted.
Oh yeah, I remember this one too. And this one actually is a guide to actually all types of motherboards. Or
Right.
fixed USB, BIOS, flash not working, ASUS, AS, ROC, Gigabyte, MSI, etc. Which that is the instructions that I followed to get the format that I needed.
Very good.
Are we doing glass way?
Yes.
Here,
And they have overload and barrier. My friend Azazel, I believe, has a third encounter checkpoint. And it's auto rifle.
I thought it would be.
Alright.
Bam, pararam, bam, pararam. Show you how the strand's supposed to be used, baby. Maybe I'm just a sick frick who don't give a frick, but I like last way. Strand makes it actually very funny to do because the wyverns just cease. I do want to cap out on the single shards again for each character. So many treasure keys.
I'm pretty sure, because this is what me and Sweezy were talking about the other day when we were talking, is that I'm pretty sure, and I don't want to say this, but I feel like it could be a monitor thing, because I'm trying to think, like, even if the PC, like, if everything has power, right? Like the CPU fan turns on, the GPU fan turns on, the motherboard's on, the RAM lights are on. Even if your BIOS isn't working, you should be able to get into the BIOS just because the graphics card has power to the monitor. So you should be able to spam delete and still see that, even if the BIOS is not set up, like just based, like even if you have BIOS update 1, right, and it's not the updated version, you should still be able to see and get into the BIOS. So the fact that you can't is what confuses me. Because like if we could get to the BIOS, everything can be solved. We can update the BIOS, we can flash it, whatever, no matter the feature your PC has to update the BIOS, we can go from there. But if we can't see what we're doing, I can't recommend on what to fix. Because like I can't see the BIOS. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, and the PC's brand new, so it's like there's no, like, I already had my doubts that the motherboard failed, the RAM failed. Like we should be able to at least see like the Windows start, not the Windows startup, but we should be able to see like the Gigabyte logo or the Asus logo, and then it turns off, and we could figure out that error. But if we can't, even if the monitor's not showing anything, I don't think that's a motherboard issue. I think your adapter or your monitor isn't going to work with the PC. Because if we could get to the BIOS, we could go from there. Okay. That's what I think. Because when I first built my first PC, even though I didn't have the BIOS updated, I could get into the BIOS. You get what I'm saying? I spammed delete and I got there. Right. So like, I think you might need a new adapter, because even if no matter whose PC is built, doesn't matter the parts, you will get a logo of the motherboard company, like Asus, Gigabyte, and then it may black screen, it may whatever. But at that point, when you see that logo, is typically when you spam delete, spam F2, get into the BIOS and go from there. But you can't even see your screen. So it's like, what's the issue?
That's, yeah. I mean, what's weird is, I mean, I have an adapter for the, I mean, it could be, well, I don't know, because the adapter works for this PC, but I don't know, like, because I would think that it would work for the other graphics card too.
Yeah. Because with a new motherboard, like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, the one-to-one doesn't add up. Because like, we've gotten rid of the variable of the RAM in the motherboard. There's no way you got a second motherboard, and that one isn't working either. So it's like,
yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, we've ruled out those. So yeah, the monitor somehow
is the only thing I can think of. Like, because you get what I'm saying? It's like, even with my pre-built, like it was like every PC I've had usually has trouble. Like, it doesn't just turn on the first time. You don't get into Windows the first time, typically. Like, there's something you need to do. And usually it starts from the BIOS. But if you can't, like, I can't, nothing is harder to fix a PC if I can't see my screen. Because it could be 15 million things, but you already changed out the core components. So the only variable left is, like, the monitor. Like, a different adapter or something, because there's no other variable to change on why you're not seeing your screen.
Yeah. Let's see. It could be a failing stick of RAM. That's not true. A CPU that's overheating. That's not true. Or a video card that isn't seated properly. That one is seated properly in there. I made sure of it.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm sure if it wasn't, the fans wouldn't be turning on it.
Yeah.
And they are, so those are ruled out. Other machines may have a digital display that shows error codes instead of beeps or a series of lights that turn on a specific order to indicate a problem. Let's see.
Because the reason I'm looking at all these other videos, and they're like, okay, and then you get into BIOS, and then you get into BIOS, and then you get into, but you're not able to get there. So where's the variable?
Okay, so a computer that can physically connect is compatible, though it's possible that the computer or monitor's capabilities, such as resolution or refresh rate, don't match, in which case the lowest common denominator will be used. Let's see. PC turns on but no display. My PC will turn on, fans spin, and lights go on, but there is no display to my monitor. It worked fine last night, anyhow. Been asked to answer tens of thousands of times. Easier than RMA. It's as short if I'm assuming you plugged everything in correctly. NV power plus plug.
Because you get nothing when you turn the PC on connected to the monitor. Like the screen doesn't do anything, right?
No, it doesn't do anything at all. Just
yeah, I'm
blank screen.
almost 1,000% certain it's something there.
Yeah, it's a blank screen. I even tried to change the input, and it doesn't do anything for that either.
Yeah, you should get like a flash something. The screen showing some sign of power to the monitor. If that's not working, it's like the monitor compatibility or the adapter compatibility. That's if I was there with you, that's the next step I would do. Cause
okay, the Kaz, what did you say, Kaz? You said if the same cable and same monitor works with the current PC, it is the new PC pin the issue. Sometimes reseating it can help. I mean, I did that a billion times on my other motherboard, and it didn't change anything. Can I see a close-up of the debug light? I mean, the light that turns on is the DRAM. The DRAM light. But I know that it's a BIOS thing. Let's see. Hold the RAM power cycle, put it back in, try to boot it that way. Try to lose the screws on the motherboard that mount to the case. Move it a bit, see if it boots then. If that doesn't work, take it all apart, build it out of the case. This is called breadboarding it. No optical HDD SSD. Use onboard video instead of GPU if applicable, then try it. If no change, take all the sticks of RAM out, then try it. It should do a certain number of beeps. If you have a case speaker, plug it into the motherboard. If not, no worries. I hear beeps, then put it back in the RAM. Try it. Then try it. If no change, take out the video card, then try it. If no change, unplug and take out everything except the CPU fan and power switch unless you can use a screwdriver to touch the two pins of the power switch. That'll turn it on just like pushing the power button, then take out the BIOS battery and unplug the PSU from the wall, then try it. Let the fans move a little while the power is dispensed, then try it. Wait till they start singing. Take out the CPU, then try it. Should hear beeps if no change. Put back in the CPU plus GPU plus RAM and try it. If no change, try any variation you can think of. Forget the thing. Have you tried getting in using the iGPU? Because I think all 7000s have an I don't know what that is, and I don't know
internal
what
graphics card.
Oh,
Like a graphics card. Basically, you have your graphics card, and a lot of motherboards have internal graphics where you can still get a display, like an image to pop. Like you can basically use it without a graphics card. Like a lot of motherboards that are new have an internal graphics.
How would I tell that it does?
I don't think you.
Oh, it's an HDMI port on the board.
Is there an HDMI?
Yeah, it has an HDMI port on the board.
Okay, so you could try that to see if it is a graphics card thing. To take out the HDMI and the graphics card and plug it into the board. You can try that.
Okay, I'll do that right now then.
Yeah, I asked that for the first motherboard. I didn't know if you had internal graphics or not, but it's a new PC. Or it's a new motherboard, so it probably does.
Yes, it does. Okay, there we go. That's plugged in.
Yeah, I highly doubt it's like a.
Should I plug in my keyboard as well and just mash? I don't know what it is for gigabyte.
Yeah.
F2?
Like even if it's a blank screen, just mash and stuff because you might get something.
I don't know what the. I have no idea what the thingamabobby is for getting into BIOS.
What's the motherboard name again?
B650 Aorus Elite AX. Yeah, and I know it's not the motherboard because when I flip on the power,
Press delete to enter
Delete.
BIOS setting, and then press F8 to insert dual BIOS. No need to press F1 when starting the PC, which is described in the manual. Yeah, so it seems like press delete.
delete. Okay.
That's what Gigabyte says.
Oh, it also has a place for the adapter as well. Hold on. I'm pressing delete though.
Yeah, like usually you want to press whatever designated key it is for whatever motherboard company before the logo pops up. So usually as soon as you turn it on, just like spam delete, spam F2, and then you'll see something on your monitor. But like if your monitor is just black, like if you could see it, you would see like Gigabyte, and then if you press delete afterwards, you wouldn't get it to BIOS because it already started posting. So you would want to do it beforehand, but you can't even tell that the PC's on by just looking at the monitor because it's not showing
Yeah.
the connection.
With premium,
No.
get right to what
I think
you
it's the
love
monitor.
and skip the rest.
Yeah,
That means
it's still
only
black.
If you put everything to, like the best
With
part about
unlimited
this
skips
is
and listening to
the
music
fans are on,
ad-free
the lights are on,
on
the
any
RGB's on,
device.
everything's powered right now.
Upgrade to
So
Yeah.
premium and listen
you would
your way.
see something on your monitor. Your monitor would flash, it would something, anything. You would see like, oh, okay, it's doing something. But if your monitor's just black, it's not your PC. Because your PC,
Yeah.
you built it perfectly. It's there's 10 Lego pieces that you put on the board and it
Just
works,
like
and you did that already.
What you listen to evolves
Yeah.
So,
over time.
You know, because
Experience
especially if
a
there's an
whole new
adapter,
world of listening
you know, sometimes you
without
need it to be
hearing
like
ads.
directly a
On
display port
Spotify
from your
Premium.
graphics card into
It's just
you know,
and
whatever
the
monitor
music
you have,
that
like.
helps you keep going.
But if there's anything that could be a variable
Upgrade
there,
to
that's
premium and
probably
listen your way.
it.
Tap the banner to learn more.
It could be the thing of just undo adapter, but Sweezy said it right the other day is, yeah, no matter how good your PC is or your graphics card is, if you have a monitor that's not going to get the most out of it, you might come into issues like this.
How
or things like
how would I find like a
that. I would just look up a better adapter. I would go to Amazon, and I don't know what does your monitor have? Does it have HDMI?
yeah HDMI?
So I would look up just a different adapter on YouTube or on Amazon or wherever of an HDMI to an HDMI to DisplayPort adapter. Because I bought an adapter before and it didn't work. Like I had to use a different. I bought like a cheap like $10 one from Walmart and it didn't work. So I would just try to find a better HDMI to DisplayPort adapter on Amazon. Look up rec reviews on it. Just have comments, because you're not gonna know. Like it's a needle in a haystack that you find someone with your motherboard that has your monitor that also needs an adapter. You're not gonna find a review on that. Like you just need to find one that's reputable, that isn't super expensive, and that can get here within a day, or that you can get in the store.
I don't know. It's so bizarre though, because like it displays on this PC, but could it be? I don't know. Like I don't understand. That's the thing. Like I need somebody to explain to me like why it displays on this PC, but it won't display on this one.
I mean, it's just different systems, right? It's just it's a different monitor, or it's a different motherboard, right? It's a completely different system. So it's like even if it works on one, doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna work on the other. Like it's just designed differently,
Okay.
right? That's why certain things like work with DDR5 and don't support DDR4, even though like they should be cross compatible. Like they're just not.
If it makes you feel better, the monitor I had for so long that I upgraded for is 60 hertz, and it's as bad as you think it is.
Yeah. like my second monitor to my left doesn't have HDMI. Swear to God, it has
Oh,
VGA
God.
and the white one, and I had to get an adapter for it. Like it's old, like you know what I mean. So there's no way, and it's like 45 hertz. You know what I mean? I just use it just to have like a second monitor. So it's just one of those things where like I tried to get an adapter for it for like VGA to DisplayPort, didn't work, right? So it's kind of the funny tech world go
And
on.
when you do upgrade your monitor, please make sure you set your video stuff up to be like actual proper hertz. Otherwise, it just resets the default, which is either 60 or 144.
Yep. Yeah, when I first got my monitor, I played with it for a day, playing Valorant, thinking I was like, I had a placebo. I was like, dang, I'm hitting everything. I can see the world right now.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait. I saw a YouTube video like, oh, make sure you go to your settings. I was like, wait, I don't think I did that. Checked, still 60 hertz. I was like, oh shit. I was just on something.
That's what happened to me when I upgraded from my 60. I was like, I upgraded. This is all modern, new, and everything looks so good. No, I placeboed myself into it.
Yep.
Oh man, and like all the colors on my old monitor's like blown out. The brightness just is way too high. Like
I'm
naturally.
sad because this monitor that my mom bought me this and it's super expensive. It's an MSI like optics something. Like it's really expensive. It's like this. It's the first curved monitor I had, and it's
I'll be right back.
It's 165 hertz. And I'm sad because I think like last year I noticed one tiny dead pixel in like the corner, and it's like no man. I've had it for like 2 years, and it's like I can tell like I'm looking at it right now that I have one dead pixel, and it makes me really sad.
You notice it, therefore you're gonna keep noticing.
Exactly.
I know exactly how that feels.
It just sucks. It's not in the way though. Thankfully, it's not like in the middle of my screen. It's in like the corner, and it's like I barely even like with certain like games I don't even see it. But like when I do see it, I fucking see it.
Yeah, it sticks out.
Yeah.
I know exactly how you feel.
I just gotta clean my monitor more and make sure I fucking don't leave my PC on as much.
Yeah.
I don't know where Savvy lives. Hopefully he lives somewhere near like a micro center or something. Cause like I don't even think in New Mexico I don't even think we have a micro center. I think we have one in Albuquerque, but I don't even think we do. I think the closest one is in like Texas. But like that's where you get everything. That's where them motherfuckers there are wizards. They work for NASA or something. Cause
Yeah. And if you're friends, you can get some things early.
yeah, literally, yeah. If you got friends and graphics cards, drops. Those motherfuckers making the side hustle on the dropping them cards.
Yep. And if they're not your friends, a friend of them can introduce you to them.
Yeah.
They're always willing to give you something a little early for a little extra. Off the books.
Exactly.
Off the books, of
I feel like
course.
that's probably more at Best Buy. I don't know. I don't have friends from Micro Center, but I used to have friends that worked at Best Buy, and they would do exactly that. They'd be like, "Hey, yo, like the cards came in. You know, if you give me a little
So-
extra, make sure you get one."
So that would mean, that wouldn't necessarily mean I would need a whole new motherboard, or not motherboard. No, I'm sorry, monitor.
A whole new mommy.
So I'm not gonna say yes, and I'm not gonna say no, because it depends.
Yeah. Does that? I mean, would it have to do with like the refresh rate?
No, it wouldn't have anything to do with the refresh rate. It's simply just the connection. It's simply it's simply like just the connection.
Yep. Best case is the connection. Worst case, your motherboard is not compatible with that particular
Exactly.
monitor?
Yeah, there's only
Okay.
exactly. That's the only other way it is. It's either the connection, which means an adapter, or that monitor just simply doesn't work with because your PC is very high end. It's very expensive.
Yeah.
It's very nice. So if you have an older monitor, it could just not be compatible with the systems inside.
Yep.
Okay.
That's the most likely outcome, honestly.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, it should-
That's,
it
that's the
I mean,
worst fear, but.
I mean, it has to be at this point because it just
'Cause the
doesn't make
thing-
sense.
the-
Because like
like-
new motherboard.
Yeah, we got rid of all the other variables.
Yeah, I got a new motherboard in. Definitely not the graphics card because obviously, I mean, really, it probably. I mean, yeah, it could be a compatibility issue because the graphics card that I have is double the amount as than my current graphics card. So, I mean,
It's kind of like
VRAM.
VRAM, where it's like
Yeah.
if you don't have like enough of it, it's just like not gonna work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
certain games that are like, oh, you need like at minimum, 6 gigs of VRAM or whatever, even though like no game fucking uses that. But like let's say, right?
Yeah.
And if your graphics card, like my old 1060, I only had 3 gigs on my 1060.
Oh,
Like some games just
God.
like wouldn't work.
Oh
Like,
my god.
like it was like just would not work. So it's like it's kind of the
3
same thing.
gigs. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's just a
That's
struggle.
crazy.
Barely could play CS:GO. But
Could barely
if
play
you
any
had a good
games with
frame
that.
rate, rather.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah, I would if I'm in your shoes, pray for a better adapter, like a nicer one. Still doesn't work. You might need to, and before you go buy anything, if you know anyone in real life that has like a nice monitor, like a brand new one or anything, to just see, hey, I just want to see I just want to make sure that it has a connection, right? Like,
Yeah.
can I, can I just plug my display port into your monitor, see if it powers, see if it gets anything? Because if you see a flash, then you know, okay, it's my monitor. Instead of biting the bullet in, because monitors are not fucking cheap. So I wouldn't want you to buy a new monitor and then plug it in and not fucking work. And then that's easy too. You could even like, I don't know if you have like a Best Buy nearby or whatever, but I know for a fact if you go in and be like, hey, I just want to see like if my PC has power and shit, like the Nerd Squad there, be like, oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So I've done that before. I've taken my PC to Best Buy and these motherfuckers are like pretty chill. But yeah, it's just, especially with getting rid of the variables, like that's just the most important thing. Because if it would be, I wouldn't be saying this if you told me your graphics card, like, oh yeah, the fans start up but then they stop, or like, oh, like or like there's lights but then they turn off, or there's no lights. Then I'd be like, okay, well we can go from there and like it's your graphics card.
Yeah.
Oh, the RAM, like I put my RAM sticks in and there's no lights. It's like, okay, it's a different thing. It's like, no, everything lights up, the fans spin, they start, but I get no power to my monitor. It's like, okay. So I've just been fucking playing tag with random people in the tower.
I'm in orbit again.
What am I about to do? I'm like having ADHD right now.
Well, you can wait until my hunt's done. Shouldn't be long.
This is,
It's like 5 to 10 minutes the most.
I wish Google could help me though, because I'm trying to find like, do I need like, does a monitor, like, for the type of graphics card that I have, do I need a specific type of monitor or like,
It's not really
I
a
don't know.
specific type. It's just like a newer one, right? Like it's,
this is me.
but I wouldn't say need. I feel like you would want though. That's where me and
Yeah.
Sleazy were talking about. Where it's like if you get a new PC and you have an older monitor, like my gut is telling me there's a problem. Like that there could be a problem that arises. Like if I just had my monitor to my left, right, my not good one, and I had my new PC, it's not gonna work. Like it needs a display port for the graphics card. Like if I wanted to use my graphics card, my nice juicy graphics card, whatever 3060 Ti, but that requires like it needs a display port. If my monitor doesn't have a display port, it ain't gonna fucking work. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Right. Let's see. Should I get pretty similar to what I have right now, or should I get like the VGA? There's like, or no, wait. Oh yeah, there's like a
VGA adapter.
I don't. Does VGA go in that? In my.
VGA should be blue. Pretty sure. I
Oh,
forget
well,
which
this one
one's
has
blue or white.
black, but I know that in the back of this monitor has a VGA port, but I don't think it has one for the motherboard. I don't think so. Because let's see. Oh, that has audio line with it. I don't need that. I don't know. I just want to try to ask a certain question, like to
Yeah.
figure out but I don't know what to ask. Hold on.
Yeah, like I can tell my PC doesn't have internal graphics. Like my motherboard doesn't have an HDMI or a display port on the motherboard. It's just on the graphics card. So if my graphics card has, I think those are all display ports without one display port. It's funny that I got RGB on my PC and like I just keep the lights white. Oh, I want it to be RGB. It's like I literally just keep the lights white all the time. I had the best fucking cup of coffee this morning. Took a shower. Sheesh. Feeling good, feeling great.
Isn't there a way to update my monitor? Would that change anything?
I couldn't tell you yes or no. I haven't really ever tried. Possibly. But I'm not sure.
Oh, Kaz said, I'm away right now, but I think Sleepy's wrong here. If the DRAM light comes on, it's a RAM issue. That means it's the RAM. It's board or memory controller, which is in the CPU. I don't see why the GPU cable or monitor would cause it. Even if there's no display, as I've experienced, RAM issues cause no display. We've eliminated the slots being an issue, the RAM sticks, so I can only think of it being the CPU. If the DRAM light never came on, first thought is the GPU, but the light is on and the iGPU also doesn't display, so why would it be a display issue? The DRAM light never came on in the first place. My thought is the GPU, but the light is on and iGPU also doesn't display, so why would it be a display issue?
That's a good point, actually.
Like, it seriously can't be the RAM, though. It can't.
No. It's I don't. It's she. She sang that.
Yeah.
No, that sort of makes sense because even if everything's connected to the power supply and it's giving power, if it could possibly be a CPU thing. But you seeded the CPU correctly, I'm assuming, with the triangle and everything. So it's like
year to year and gig to great gig. Moments like these are captured in rare and
but I don't think it's a CPU issue either because you weren't seeing power on your other monitor with the same CPU but different motherboard.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? So it's like
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, but no,
and plus, I didn't get
retract that statement because if it
well,
could
I didn't
be
get
that,
I didn't get a CPU light though. Like
exactly. That's another thing. And so it can't be the RAM. It can't. It literally can't. It just can't. You've had two different sticks of RAM with two different motherboards. There's no shot. So the only thing we haven't really excluded is the CPU. But you would think at least you would get a CPU light error instead of a RAM issue error. I feel like the RAM issue is because it's not even posting. You're not even getting a post to your monitor. You're not even seeing Gigabyte, Asus, or anything.
yeah.
That's why I think it's a display issue. right? Because if it's a CPU issue, you would think you would get a display, you would get an error that's red or different. You've changed the RAM, you've changed the motherboard. Like, I don't see. I get what she's saying, but I disagree. I don't know. From what it sounds like, at least.
I'm just.
But
This is just
the only
so-
thing that makes me doubt is, for whatever reason, you don't get a CPU red light error based on a CPU issue, and it could be the CPU. I doubt that, but I guess maybe. But it's not motherboard, it's not the RAM. I'm just like so certain of that. Like, it's, even though it's showing the RAM light, the most important thing is like you need to be able to see something on your screen. And first, before you go out buying anything, I would try using the internal graphics. If your motherboard has an HDMI or a display port on there, try plugging that in, putting that in the monitor, turning on to see if you get anything on your monitor. Because you hooked up everything correctly, right? Everything has power. You should get an image. If you don't get an image from the motherboard, we can go from there. But I would attempt that first before doing anything.
Okay, we'll do that now. Alright. Let's do that. I'm just gonna plug in the HDMI because I don't need the adapter for that. There's also the VGA port as well on the motherboard.
On the motherboard?
Yeah, there's two ports. There's the HDMI port, and there's also a VGA port.
So, does your perfect? That's good then. Does the monitor you have VGA?
No, HDMI in the back.
Just HDMI.
That's why I have the VGA adapter.
Interesting. Okay, so
Or not VGA. I'm sorry.
display.
Whatever the other display, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Display adapter. That's what I meant. It plugs in display. Yeah.
So, but answer this: the monitor, what does it have? Is it
What-
just HDMI?
So VGA can also plug into the back of it,
Okay.
and then it's just HDMI.
And then it's just okay. Perfect. That's literally my left monitor next to me. It's
Yeah.
either
HDMI,
or
VGA.
VGA. That's usually what older monitors have. Newer monitors are the ones with display ports, and newer monitors are what manufacturers go based on with your graphics card, because you're not getting the most out of your graphics card if you're just doing HDMI to your monitor. That's why they use display ports.
All right. So let me.
So answer this: do you have just VGA? Do you have just a VGA on one end and VGA on another end? Do you have a cord like that?
I'd have to look. I don't know.
Okay. Because I would attempt putting.
I
would attempt either HDMI from the motherboard to your monitor, or VGA from both sides from the motherboard to the monitor, and see if you get an image.
The motherboard does not have VGA.
It just has HDMI.
HDMI and display.
Okay.
That's the two that it has.
On the motherboard.
Yes.
Okay. So if that monitor has HDMI and VGA, right? You need a DisplayPort adapter is the adapter thing. So I would just and that's easy. You should have an HDMI cord. HDMI from the monitor or motherboard, and then the other HDMI to monitor.
Mm-hmm.
And go from there.
Okay. Let's plug it in. Turn it on. Do I need... if it displays something when I turn it on, then...
That's money. That's perfect. That's what we want.
Alright, turn it on. nothing is displaying. It's still a black screen.
Okay. And you did HDMI, HDMI.
Yep, HDMI, HDMI.
Okay. Well, that's one variable gone.
Should I do HDMI display?
I mean, we've done that already.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Let me think. What's the CPU you have now?
Ryzen 7 7700X.
Hmm.
That's what I have in this motherboard.
Are you able to, when you tried connecting just now, the GPU and everything was still plugged in, right?
Yes.
Because I'm thinking if the way it's booting, it might still be trying to look for something with your graphics card if your graphics card is plugged into your motherboard, and that's taking priority, so it's still not showing anything. So I'm wondering if you take the graphics card out and just try seeing if you can see anything based with the motherboard.
Okay.
If that's not an issue or a hassle, like taking the graphics card out or unplugging
No, it won't
and
be a
then,
hassle.
make it, it's off and then turn it back on.
He's gotten
See if you
quite
get
good at
anything.
taking it out.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright.
It's funny, as that happened, I just got a buy WinZip, like register to buy WinZip fucking pop up on my screen. I need to run a scan real quick, make sure I ain't got no malware. Hey, yo, Toasty, look at this Bite of the Fox I got.
Hang on, I'm in the middle of a
Oh,
hunt.
you're good. I'll just tell you, it's I wanted something else, but it's like the only, I bought so many and didn't get anything. It's Snap, Moving Target, Accurize, Hammer Forge, and a Range Masterwork.
Nice.
And it's like, okay, we got something at least. Got a god roll. If it was opening, if it was opening and fluted, I'd be happy. But we'll take
Alright. There we go. Okay.
take this.
That makes you
Also, I
feel
love
better.
acacias. I was playing, oh my god, I was playing Gambit last night using acacias, and I didn't even think about this. So Paracausal Affinity is 20% extra damage. Then you get 3 Solar Surges, that's 22%. So you're already at, what, 42 at that point? And then you put, and I was on Solar with my Warlock, so I was putting on Radiant, which is 25. And then I had Adept Big Ones, which is 8 or 7%. So I was doing like 74% extra damage by just getting a kill and going Radiant.
Yep.
And I was like shredding in Gambit. Like I didn't lose a game. I played like 10 games in a row. And I was like just melting shit. And I was like, what the fuck?
Yep. People are sleeping on it for damage right now.
Like it shreds. I was like, this thing is like, this will make me start running double special, because I thought double special was kind of cringe for like the longest, but like
Okay, so
I think that's because I never had a good tracer
it's
rifle.
okay. I took out the graphics card.
You took out the graphics card. Now, if that's unplugged, you don't need to like. I don't think you need. You can if you want. I don't know how much of a hassle again, but if you can even take the ATX cord out of the
Just around the corner, which means
power supply if you want. That could be a bitch though. And just try seeing if you get power HDMI into the motherboard, into your monitor. If you don't get power, then I'm leaning towards it could be a CPU thing. And the reason I asked what your CPU is now is if you want to try your CPU into your new PC, and to see if that gives power, because like the utmost importance is getting into the BIOS. Everything's solved from there. But if you can't see what the fuck you're doing, it's impossible.
So the ATX, you mean?
The cord, so the cord that was connected to the graphics card.
Oh, it's already.
To,
Oh, well, yeah, I unplugged it from the graphics card, but you want me to unplug it from the
power supply.
Power supply.
You don't have to. I don't think it's gonna. I don't think there shouldn't be an issue if it's not plugged into anything. So you're fine, is what I'm saying. So
okay.
Yeah, just go from there and put the.
All right.
And try booting it from HDMI, plugging into the motherboard into the monitor.
Right.
And while you do that as well, spam delete and shit. Try to see if you get.
Oh well, I don't have it plugged in. I don't have the keyboard plugged in.
No. I'm gonna do that. Keep it plugged in the whole time. The keyboard is fine.
Okay.
If Titans don't win Guardian games this year, I've lost faith in the Destiny 2 community.
I believe it's going to be Titan, Warlock, and then Hunter this time.
I don't give a fuck the order past Titan. Titan better win this year. I'm playing on my Titan, and I've been playing on my Warlock a ton, but my man Lance deserves a fucking dub for this year. About to go crazy on Striker Titan. Everyone getting knocked out. They're gonna nerf knockout again because of me. I'm gonna be a menace. Synthos are gonna get another nerf because of me.
Don't worry, they're already at risk of being nerfed because they're on Titans.
Bro, I swear, I'm thinking Synthosebs are literally, I think of the Master Oogway meme where it's like, my time has come. It's like people are realizing like melee lunge extenders they've been broken for years and people are just now like, you know what? These are a problem. And Synthos are literally like, my time has come.
Yeah. It did one thing and it did it so well for so long.
So it is not displaying either.
It's not displaying either?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it depends on how bad you want it, but it could be because what your friend was saying earlier is it's like, even though, because like if your CPU fan is hooked with thermal paste up to your CPU, right? That doesn't necessarily mean your CPU is working. That just means your CPU fan is turning on and spinning, right? But it's also, but everything's getting power, right? But that just that doesn't, again, that still doesn't mean your CPU is working. That just means everything's connected up to your power supply, and your power supply is working, and all the individual pieces that are connected to the power supply are working. Yeah. None of those mean the CPU is working, especially if you're not getting your monitors on. So it could be a CPU thing, because especially if your adapter is working with your other monitor, which is why I sort of believed you there. But I don't know. I don't know for sure. It's a possibility that it could be a CPU thing. And before, again, instead of spending more money, you could try taking your CPU out of your working PC, and because it's Ryzen, and the new CPU is Ryzen as well. There shouldn't be. I could even look it up to see if it's compatible, and if they're compatible, then it's worth a shot.
It's a Ryzen. It's also a Ryzen 7. It's a 30 something. It's a 3000.
36. Yeah, I have a. Mine's Ryzen. Oh no, mine's. I don't know if mine's 7 or 5. But yeah, once you tell me if you give me that information, I can look it up to see if that CPU you're using right now that's working and everything, and to see if it's compatible with that motherboard. If it is, I would do that, because that's not as hard. You just have to unscrew your CPU fan. You may have to, at that point, it's already a good habit, because hey, now you get to clean your old thermal paste off the PC you're using now, because you're gonna have to put it back on if it doesn't work or whatever. But because it's just like Legos. If all the pieces are connected and everything's getting power, why is it not displaying? Right? You've already changed out the, well, is it a RAM issue? No, you've changed the RAM. Is it a motherboard? You've changed the motherboard. You know, you've made sure everything's seated. You put the triangle on the CPU to the triangle on the motherboard.
So it is a 3700X.
Okay, give me 1 second.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, if I switch out that, I wouldn't, like, do I necessarily have to put thermal paste on just to try it first, and then,
No.
because could I just put it in and then just try it then?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, plenty of people have test beds that don't have cases and don't have a CPU block on or fan block on, and they try it. So as long as you don't want to, you'll fuck your shit up if you fucking play forever without fucking cooling your CPU.
Yeah.
Just to try and get it fun. So like people have test beds that don't have like anything connected. I got distracted. What's your motherboard again? I'm sorry. Gigabyte? No, I got it right here. It's in my.
Yeah, Gigabyte. Yeah.
Oh my god! I just realized that Genshin works on the Steam Deck now, like, natively. Listen, that game's fun. All right. Don't judge me. It's. I've been waiting for it ever since because it's literally the perfect Steam Deck game. It's not that because it's like already like it's for your phone, so it's like not even that fun on PC. But it's like on a Steam Deck, it's like the perfect. Gigabyte B650, 8 Aros Elite AX, and then you said it's a Ryzen 3700X?
Yep, Ryzen 7 3700X.
Premium lets you zone
That should
in
be
what you
compatible
love
since it's
without
a 7.
audio interruptions. Whether winding down,
Should be the
or
same
turning the
size.
volume way up. Take control of your mood with non-stop
Okay.
ad-free music listening to keep the good vibes going. Ready to dive back into premium?
Is the Gigabyte... Nope, that's B550. Let's do this. Search it that way.
The Gigabyte website should have
Yeah.
CPU compatibility list.
The AMD socket AM5 supports AMD Ryzen 7000 series processors.
Everyone's got a thing. Maybe they won't cry. Maybe they can't even bear to utter the words the doctor prescribed. I won't even lie. I'm screaming inside all the time. It seems like
Gigabyte is showing the socket, and it's talking about 7000 series, but it's not telling me previous
CPU
series.
support. Let's see. No, this motherboard does not support it.
It doesn't?
Does not support. No, it doesn't support a 3600.
Okay.
Only a 7000 and up.
Because it doesn't seem like a hardware thing to me at this point. Like that's the thing that I'm like thinking.
Ryzen, yeah, like it supports Ryzen 5, but it's all 7000 plus.
Like, okay.
Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7, Ryzen 9.
friend I knew every time you were lying, and he got himself messed up with the wrong guys. Everyone's got a thing
And you have the CPU. That shouldn't even matter. Well, you have whenever for the power supply, the CPU ATX cord is on your motherboard, and that's seated in there like securely and everything.
Yeah, I made sure I pushed it in correctly, and
It should only be 4 little cubes. Is it? Did you try like? Did you put it in the other set, like of so like the ATX slot on your motherboard? So from the graphics card or from the power supply, it goes into that little socket onto your motherboard. Did you try like the other set next to it? You get what I'm saying?
For the GPU or the
CPU?
Or
is it like is it one? Because I don't know how many.
It can't. Well, they are together. Like
okay, it's together. Okay.
Yeah, they're not two separate.
Okay.
I mean, well, they split off into two separate things, but they can't reach.
But both of them need to be. I got you. Okay,
yeah.
I got
yeah.
You. Okay. And you have the block off of the CPU right now?
I can take it off now.
No, not just yet.
Okay.
What slot is that new motherboard? What do you do you have an SD, right? You have an NVMe still, like the same NVMe?
Yeah, it's right here. I don't have it in yet, but
okay. Is it booting, or do you have an HDD? What do you have plugged in to that? What's your storage for the PC right now, the new PC?
I don't have anything plugged into it.
Okay, are you able to put the NVMe that you have into that new motherboard?
Yes. I can.
Okay. And let me even see. Hold on, I want to make sure. Oh, wait a damn second. What is this? Interesting.
What'd you find?
Oh, wait, I'm sorry.
What is that? Wait.
Okay, so wait, no, this is. What's your graphics card?
Hold on. This is a weird.
Don't do anything with your NVMe just yet.
Okay. What's my graphics card?
What's your graphics card?
A 4070 Ti.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm seeing here is on Gigabyte's website, I'm showing here. I went to their I went to service and support if you want to see exactly what I did. At the top, and
send
I
it to
clicked
me?
on
Oh.
the motherboard. And one of the top FAQs I have here is not having display output to your screen with latest NVIDIA 4000 series graphics card. And the answer Gigabyte has is if you're not able to have a display output from the brand new purchase system components, motherboards in specific, basically temporarily move your monitor's display signal source to the motherboard side. Like we tried basically just moving the monitor's connection to the motherboard, and then it says seek for graphics cards product page for firmware update, and follow supplier's update instructions or NVIDIA's instructions to, I guess, update the firmware on your graphics card. To have a display.
How do I upgrade it?
Well, that's my next adventure, my next bounty I'm trying to figure out.
Oh yeah, upgrade this when you don't have a display.
Right.
There's a website here. Click here to download the NVIDIA GPU UEFI firmware update tool. If you are currently experiencing a blank screen, please try one of the following workarounds in order to run the tool. Try using the latest SBIOS from your motherboard vendor. Change boot mode from UEFI. Legacy. Boot in using an alternate graphics source, secondary card, or integrated graphics. After powering on your system, wait for your operating system to load with graphics driver installed. Once you have the tool downloaded, please run the tool and follow the instructions. Yeah, but like, how do I get it, and where do I put it? Like, what?
Very simple. There's an update file. I'm going to right click and then right. You'll notice that the command prompt window comes up here and it's all automatic. So you may see the screen blackout. You may see some change. There we go. So the resolution's gone down a little bit. That means if we disabled the current BIOS on the card, that allows us to use why? Yes.
She's mad. At least that's what they say. Mom and Dad.
Yeah, there we go. Without any mixing, usually we'll give you some
that's
information.
Fine. I'll settle for 2 birthdays. Downtown is colder in the summertime. I'll lose my mind at least another 1,000 times. Hold my hand tight. We'll make it another night. I still get a little scared of something new, but I feel
Okay, well, I mean, that showed me how to do it, but I can't do it when I can't see my monitor.
That's fine, 'cause nothing's gonna scare us now. We're all in our dressing gowns.
And I don't think this GPU will be able to fit in my old PC because the motherboard's different.
Spiders in your favorite Little town is colder in the summertime. I'll lose my mind at least another 1,000 times. Hold my hand tight. We'll make
Damn,
it
Q Flash
another
Plus
night.
allows you to update the BIOS when your system is
Get
off.
something new, but I feel a little safer when I'm with you. Falling doesn't feel so bad when I know you're falling this way too. It's lovely in the evening time, but every time I close my eyes, the sunshine gets a little dimmer.
How many HDMI slots are on your motherboard?
The clouds fall down.
Should just be one. I think it's I can't. Yeah, it's just one.
Every time I close my eyes, the colors fade and change inside my mouth. It's all too loud. I sink my teeth into my fingers. Blood forms branches in the water.
So right now, I'm at the link I'm gonna provide in the description, and I got pinned in comments. That link is gonna take you here. It happens that whether you use DisplayPort or
Oh shit, this man's level 2 Guardian rank. No. Oh, come here. Come here. Let me celebrate with you.
carve up from the computer tower. You hold it for 5 seconds. See a hard reset, power off, whatever you want to do. So now hard reset it. And now it's rebooting. And being rebooting, you'll see that I can actually enter the BIOS. Before, your time, Eric is not BIOS. Here.
No chance I could cover it with my shell. No shade at the center of the center. You think you're someone who thinks he's somebody else, but you're only yourself. You're only yourself.
Adopt, order, carry out online or by phone and get any one topic.
You're only yourself. You're only yourself. Death march of complexity and context. High art, how we cannibalized ourselves. Real threat oils up and shovels popcorn. Swear it's someone, turns out it's somebody else. But you're only yourself. You're only yourself. You're only yourself. You're only yourself. Come on inside, sleep in my skull.
How do I do this? Because if I have this firmware updated, then it should work.
Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, I'm gonna show you a screenshot. This is what we're hoping for with the monitor. This is what we're looking to see. Found this on your manual.
Black bark chokes the forest of knowledge. Can't be someone, I can't be somebody else. I'm only myself.
Following start of local screen will appear when the computer boots. Okay.
I'm only myself. I'm only myself. I'm only myself.
Give me a sec, I'm still looking.
Kaz said no, it should work. The GPU should fit in my old PC. It's a different PCIe speed, but it's the same slot. Oh. What if I could do it that way?
Yeah.
Updated that way.
Yeah, put the new graphics card into your
into the old
PC right now.
one, and then
Yeah, the speed and all that doesn't matter. As long as it can fit, it'll be fine.
yeah, and then I can update it there, and then I can take it out and put it into the.
Yeah.
We all move to the beat of
That's
our
a carbon.
playlists a little differently, and with millions of songs to discover on Spotify Premium, it's good to know you can listen
Sup?
without hearing ads.
Hello.
Just queue up your songs and get in your zone.
I'm seeing 5 people in here.
Upgrade to Premium and listen your way.
If it doesn't fit in your case, you can sit the board on the back of the case and have everything out of the case instead.
I see 5 people in here. There's an activity I know that requires 6 people.
Hell no.
Okay. I need to turn off my PC, so I'm gonna switch to my phone.
Yeah, I'm not even worried about fucking Windows or anything yet.
Yeah,
That's
not
another
either.
thing. Fucking installing Windows is always where I got fucking trouble, because like once you figure out it's not a hardware thing, fucking going from there is not that bad. Like that's always where I got fucking messed up when fixing my PC or my friend's PCs. Like once Windows is a whole other beast, but like can we just fucking get power to the fucking monitor first and make sure it's like what's going on there? Cause like I remember like I've had all these issues before. It's like why the fuck is my monitor not showing anything? It's always Windows that fucking made me mad. PC has a lot of cool stuff on it though, or the motherboard has a lot of cool things on it. I don't even want to get into the fucking operating system side, drivers and shit. Oh, let's go. It's Grasp this week. I can fucking farm Artifice Armor as well as get that damn shotgun that I don't have a good roll of yet.
I should do the same, but I
It's
don't
not that
want
bad. Usually you can two-phase. I forgot his name. But usually you can two-phase the boss. One phase
Yeah.
is really hard. You have to have like fucking perfect DPS.
I did Grasp for my Warlock on the set.
That's the first, yeah, same. When I first started farming Artifice Armor, I did Grasp for my Warlock.
I need to do
But I don't
like
think we had Fusion Data spam then. So maybe you can add one phase him now. Like Tractor? No, you'd want Tether Hunter for sure. Like Tether Hunter, 2 Warlocks spamming Fusion Nades. Or like 2 Hunters, Tether, a Blade Barrage, Star Eaters, Fusion Nade Warlock, and a Well. And Rockets. Or Sleeper. No, fuck that, brother. I'm gonna run up with a sword. Sword him down.
No. I'm doing something.
Yeah? All of a sudden we hear an explosion. PC just fucking blows up. This is a big bro. This is how Bungie. This is how I know Bungie doesn't go fuck about PvP. I'm looking at the Destiny 2 subreddit, like or Destiny the game, and it's people are saying this. Why do Trials weapons get the Crucible Origin trait, but not the Iron Banner weapons? True. True. It's a
because
good point.
Trials is supposed to be the higher tier content.
I guess so. It gets an extra Origin trait.
It's like a Grandmaster versus Master for Nightfalls.
do Master not drop the Vindication, or does it? Or do they have an extra one?
Oh, it's not, no. I'm like saying like it's comparing like Trials would be comparable to Grandmaster.
Oh, I
while
see.
Iron Banner would be like Master.
I see. I see.
Okay, so I might have to do a little bit of silly thing, because let me show you. So this plug does not fit into there. So
Yeah.
what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna take the one from that power supply, or well, I have to have both power supplies running for this.
Pause. What?
What?
What do you mean by that?
I gotta turn you up.
Are you saying? Wait. I think I get what you're saying, but
Because the power supply for this old PC is nothing like the one that I have in the new one.
the new one, I get that.
Because the one that plugs into the power supply in this one is nothing like, it's not pins at all. It's not like an end like this at all. It's something completely different. So I need to have the